Hello, my friends. It's your buddy Phil here. I wanted you to be aware of my podcast called PMP Exam Radio Show. It's one of the biggest PMP podcasts in the world. I just got the word from Spotify about my wrapped publication being here. So let's take a look at what my podcast is doing for PMP exam test takers. In 2023, people were really feeling good about what I do, it says. Let's take it from the top. 49 project management processes explained in 30 minutes flat was my biggest episode. It was streamed 999% more than my average episode, which means people are still interested in the PMBOK guide and the 49 processes, and that's good. Let's hear it from the fans. 92% of my listeners were discovered in 2023. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for tuning in. 28% of my new listeners started from the 49 Process Groups podcast. It really feels interesting to be global. It says 108 countries were representative of my audience in 2023, with 39% of my total streams. United States was my top country, which is interesting. I need people from all over the world to keep listening. Thank you very much. United States, India, Canada, Nigeria, and Malaysia. Where I have my most of my new listeners in. That's really interesting. A lot of interesting insights from here. And it says, my listeners have good taste, obviously. So what else are they into? Business, comedy, interesting, and education. No wonder they tune in. Maybe they find me funny. Top music genres are pop, rap, and rock. Interesting. We share some commonalities there for sure. Your listeners definitely told their friends about you. Wow. Why is that? It says your podcast was shared all over. 37% WhatsApp, 32% direct link, 19% text, 10% other, and 2% Facebook. Well, thank you for sharing my podcast. Keep doing that. Your most shared episode, all 49 project management processes explained in 30 minutes flat. Your podcast rating was 5 stars, 5 out of 5. Yes, I feel the love. Thank you. Those of you on Apple who have not given me a big up, please do that. I would really appreciate it. Published 2 polls, got 34 votes, created 80 Q&As, which received 12 responses. Respond more. Pop quiz. What episode got the most audience engagement? I'm going to guess it was PMBOK 7. Am I right? I was right. The listeners joined in 32 times. Wow. It was quite a long episode, that one was. Thank you for tuning in. This year, you turned your camera on. Really cool, Spotify. I'm very impressed. In 2023, you made 48 video episodes. They were in the top 5% of most viewed. Well, thank you. You a gardener? I used to be, because your podcast saw some nice growth. 84% growth. Wow. So listeners, 79% growth in listeners, 84% growth in streams, and 126% in followers. Wow. Can't forget to give a shout out to your biggest fans. You're a top 10 podcast for 6,216 fans. Well, thank you very much. Top 5 podcast for 4,069 fans. Wow. Drum roll. All right, I'm rolling. You're the number 1 podcast for 1,132 fans. Well, thank you so very much, everyone who has put me in their top 1, 5, 10. I really appreciate that. Top fans listen to you 4.7 times more than your other listeners. 89% joined you for the first time this year. Thank you for joining. Let's zoom out. What a year. Wow. Well, thank you very much, fans. I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate you. Keep watching the show. Keep listening to the show. I will keep bringing it. I promise. I will keep bringing as much as I can to help enrich you, to help enrich your project management. And these are really, really helpful insights. So thank you very much, Spotify. Spotify does it like no other. And that's why you hear me talking about choosing the Spotify for Podcasters app. I keep saying it because they've proven time and time again, they know how to do it. They know how to do this podcasting thing. I mean, I love Apple, but Apple doesn't even give me this insight that Spotify does. So if you've been thinking about signing up, for a podcast, highly encourage you. Spotify for Podcasters. It's the number one stop shop for podcasting, my friends. Thank you all very much for joining me as I went through my 2023 Wrapped. Talk to you soon, and I appreciate you so much. Bye for now.